Good morning, everyone. Welcome on this beautiful Easter Sunday. And we are going to start in a moment. So as you get yourself prepared to begin, you can gather a yoga belt, a strap, or a scarf of some kind so that you can do some leg stretches down the line. So come and find a spot to sit comfortably. Settling into your seat. And you're bringing one hand over onto your heart and placing the other hand on top. And just welcoming yourself on your mat this morning. Just feeling the freshness of the morning air, breathing it in. And letting go, letting the out-breath flow out however it wants to. A sigh of relief, breathing in. And out. And one more, breathing in. Letting your hands rest on your thighs. And just taking a moment here to connect with what is happening right now for you. One of the things that we do in our practice is that we want to connect with what is and what is authentic, what is real right now. So it's different to connect with the authenticity, what's real, objectively, and the getting caught in the products of the mind or the products of the emotional field. So one of the things that is for sure is that we are part of the natural world. And at this time, we really feel supported by nature. And we are blessed by this connection that we have to the natural world. Our whole body system, our whole being, mind, emotions are constantly trying to create a state of balance for us. And I had an interesting experience this week about connecting with the word polarity and as opposed to the word duality. And I just wanted to share this with you. Where duality has a positive and negative that conflict with each other, so you can see the adversarial position, duality, black and white, or it's not my problem, it's your problem, or it's not my fault, it's your fault. That's the adversarial position. Polarity, on the other hand, has a positive and negative that attract each other. Polarity is complementary forces that work together to create balance. Duality is the belief of opposing forces that conflict with each other to create chaos, or they create chaos when we have that view. So what we're working with in in yoga, in life, if we want to create balance, is the balancing of the polarities. And so every day, several billion thoughts occur that lead to emotional states that could be very difficult to balance. So my experience is that if we are able to be authentic and recognize what is going on, accept what is, and then at the same time know that we are not that, especially when it is a negative state, a fearful state. So we are always holding it all, knowing that we are held, and that there is always the other side of the polarity. So we're going to sit with that, and we're going to engage with that in our practice this morning, which is what yoga is, the balancing. I invite you to close your eyes and to let your attention rest in the area of the heart, in this space, the cave of the heart. And allow this feeling of gratitude to well up in your heart as you contemplate the truth that you are completely supported and blessed. As part of the natural world. Feel the air that you're breathing into your lungs, fresh, clean air from the spring. Breathing in from the belly to the chest. Breathing out from the chest to the belly. We're going to engage in the orbital breath, or what is sometimes called in Qigong the microcosmic orbit. And so that consists of beginning the breath at the base of the spine, but more in the back of the body. So from the tailbone, the inhale breath will rise up the back body, come up to over the crown of the head, and the exhale breath will flow down the front of the body, in front of the spine. And in order to create the connection from the crown to the throat, we're going to bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth in order to create that connecting force between the upper and the lower chakras. So let's inhale, breathing up from the tailbone up, the back body. Exhale, letting the breath flow down the front body. So you're visualizing the movement of the breath up the back and down the front. And in this way, you're creating a beautiful loop of energy that is starting to draw your attention to the inner life. You can feel as the breath flows up the backbone, it massages the spine. As it flows down the front of the body, it calms the mind. Like a beautiful cascading waterfall, washing up the back and down the front, clearing and cleansing anything that is in the way of this beautiful, clear perception of the support that is here for us right now. Within this practice of the orbital breath, I'd like to welcome you now to, or invite you to, really relax your body. Anywhere where you're perceiving any held spots of stagnant energy, knotted, dark, dense energy, just feel like you're melting that, you're opening into that support. If the palms are turned up, you may feel a little bit more energized, a little bit more receptive. The tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, and just continuing with the practice. Orbital breath. Taking all of your attention and bringing it to this sensation of breath flowing up and down, moving the attention away from the thinking and the feeling, and simply being in the experience. If you find that you get distracted by thinking, by the external concerns, you just simply bring yourself back. Feel within your body this movement of breath, this movement of awareness. Feel your consciousness becoming like a smooth, beautiful, placid lake. Just simply witnessing, not getting caught, not getting stuck, not getting snagged by thoughts. Allow the space of the third eye to become open like a vast blue sky. Feel it, visualize this inside your head as you continue to relax your body and allow the breath to create a release of tension everywhere in your body. as you energize your core channel, as you clean and cleanse the core of your body, the center, that center of life that gives you the life. All the nerves, cells are being bathed by this orbital breath. Notice for a moment here the touch of the tongue to the roof of your mouth, that gentle pressure that draws your attention up into the third eye space, the cave right in the center of your head, where the pineal gland is, or the pineal gland, like a beautiful bright light. Let your mind dwell here for a moment as you continue to breathe. Let's do 3 more cycles of orbital breath. So the beautiful thing about taking time every day to practice centering and balancing our energies is that when we're in that place of clarity, of balance, of centeredness, we have this sense of being able to hold the polarity, all of it within the polarity. Even the movement that we do in our yoga practice always speaks to that. There's always the two ends that connect through the center. It's never one against the other. It's one with the other. So it holds it all. So in order to continue our gathering our energy in our bodies this morning and feeling more strongly the vital flow of prana, we're going to do a 5-minute practice of chanting Om. So I will start and you can join in anytime. And this will create a very powerful vibratory frequency that we can rest in and meditate on for a few minutes after we've completed our chant. So allow yourself to be completely comfortable. If you need to change your seated position, we'll have our hands in Chin Mudra with the palms turned up, just resting on the back of the thighs. Let's take a deep breath in. the sound into the silence. Relax your body. Allow your gaze to rest at the third eye, the spiritual eye. Feel the powerful energy draw towards that vibratory frequency that you are experiencing throughout your body right now. Rest in that. Notice the quality of your breath becoming subtler. Now as you inhale, begin to stretch open your palms, stretching your fingers. And as you exhale, draw the fingertips in towards the center of the palm, just lightly, without gripping. Inhale, stretching, feeling the space inside the palms. Exhale, drawing the fingers in towards the center. Just feel the movement in your hands, extending up into your forearms and into your chest and into your heart center. This is a beautiful example of polarity. We've got the expansion, the opening, the widening, and we've got the drawing in, the condensing, the contracting. We are always living within these polarities, expanding, freedom, sense of clarity, spaciousness, ease, and the opposite end of that spectrum of the polarity is the condensing, the contracting, and we need both. So feel, even in between, in that middle place, when you start to draw your fingers in, notice how that feels in your body as you come in, all the way into the center of the palm, and then as you move out again, be aware all along the way as you move your fingers. And when you get to that full openness of the palms, just let your hands come out to the sides, stretch your arms even more, open your palms, point the fingers down, and hold here and breathe 3 times, drawing the energy from the fingertips all the way into the chest. Relax the shoulders, make your arms strong, extending out through the fingers, feeling the heart center opening here. Beautiful. We're going to raise the arms up a little bit higher and hold here for 3 breaths. Start to feel the seat, the legs, the feet on the floor, the spine stretching. Keep breathing. Consciously draw the breath into the heart. Maybe let it flow out the arms and out through the fingers. Deepen the breath. Let the arms come all the way up overhead. Interlace the fingers here. Index fingers lift up. Draw the arms in towards the ears. Keep breathing. 3 more breaths here. Feel the strong lift through the side body. Let the energy flow up from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head, the crown of the head. At the top of the next inhalation, we're just going to hold the breath in and keep the body relaxed. Hold and continue to reach up through the fingers, up through the side body. When you feel your body prompt you to release the breath, just separate your arms and let the palms float down in front of your body, just pressing down towards the earth. Let the arms open out to the sides again. Stretch the fingers. Point the fingers down towards the earth. Let's lift all the way up. At the top of your inhale breath, reach up, breathe out. Reach, hold, keep breathing. Feel your feet on the ground, activate your legs, activate your feet. Feel your buttocks clenching a little bit here to accentuate the lower part of the body dropping to the earth and the arms lifting up. At the top of the next inhale breath, let's hold the breath again. Gather the energy, gather the prana, relax the body. And as you feel prompted to release the arms, just slowly separate the arms and bring the palms down, just pressing down in front of your body. Beautiful. Let the hands come onto the thighs, and we're going to turn the fingers in towards the hip crease, so the elbows will be pointing out. And we're just going to simply reach out into one of our elbows, left elbow, and then right elbow. This is a nice way of opening the upper back. Just reaching from side to side a few times and just feeling into your back. Opening the space around the top of the shoulders, the trapezius, the sides of the neck. Just move at your own pace, at your own rhythm, just feeling your breath and moving intuitively into a little bit of a deeper place with this movement. Beautiful. Come back to the center. Here we're just going to turn our body a little bit to the right and bring our elbow on the inside of the left thigh. Let the right hand come up alongside the right torso and rest your hand on top of your shoulder with thumb pointing back, fingers in front. And just feel the right side of your body starting to open as you begin to draw small circles with your elbow. Now this is an opportunity to really feel the opening from the right sit bone all the way up the right side of the body into the chest and into the back, the top of the arm, and even up into the side of the neck. You can feel the opportunity to release here. Just one more circle backward, and then change the direction and move it in the opposite direction. Feel the back rib cage opening, the lung opening against the back ribs. Breathe deeply and be aware of all the sensations that you are coming into. And then let go of the circle and come on back to sit tall and just release here. Rest for a moment to feel. Notice how your breath is expanding with more ease through your chest, through your upper ribs, through your upper back. In breath, all the way up to the top of the head. Out breath, all the way back down, washing any excess tension out of your body. And we're going to go over to the other side. So turning your upper body towards the left, a little leaning, right elbow on the inside of the thigh, letting the left hand come up towards the left shoulder. Thumb is behind, fingers in front. Begin to circle the elbow in a backward circle. Go slow. You can explore moving your head down a little bit. Chin can drop towards the right shoulder. And it can move up towards the left shoulder. Just be in this exploration of what your body needs. Feeling the tension, being with it, acknowledging it, accepting it, and also being willing to let it move, let it flow out. Nothing is permanent. This is the side that needs a little more attention this morning in my body. So I'm going slower, and maybe I'm going for a little bit longer here. I'm going to circle in the opposite direction. Opening your body, opening your temple to experience more of that clarity, more of that balanced state that holds the polarities. Lift up through the elbow. Turn to look up towards the elbow. And then let your chin slide down towards your right shoulder here. And then let's come on out. Release and relax. Just be here. Experience. Draw the breath all the way up into the upper chest and back. Beautiful. Let's move now. Let our legs come out. Place our feet on the ground. And open your feet a little bit wider than your hips apart. Rest your hands behind you. And let your knees slide down towards the right. Look over your left chest. Gentle rotation in the upper body. Inhale, bring your knees up. And exhale, bring your knees to the left. And look over your right chest. Let the knees come all the way towards the floor. Let's do that a few times. Knees to the right, chin to the left. Breathe and feel. Knees to the left and chin towards the right. Waking up our bodies. Letting the consciousness, the awareness be in the flow of the energy, the flow of the breath that purifies, that cleanses, and that brings us into balance. Think about all the nerves that are being nourished right now along the lower end of your spine, through your sacrum, your belly. Come back into the center. I'm going to take my block here to place it under my hips, under my seat, And I'm going to come into Baddha Konasana, the bound ankle pose. So letting the soles of your feet come together, close into the pubic bones, holding on to your ankles. Using my elbows here to press gently into my thighs, lifting up, lengthening up my spine and lifting out through the crown. I feel like I'm opening my front body here. And as I oppose this feeling of rooting through the feet and the base of the spine, I'm also feeling like a lengthening and an opening through the front body. And as I lengthen up, my breath is flowing down towards the base of my spine. So I'm really focusing on opening from the base. And once the base opens, then it'll be easier to feel the energy flow up into the middle section of the spine and to the throat and the neck. And you may even feel it all the way out through the crown. So let's breathe here and feel. My shoulders are relaxed away from my ears, and as I start to feel a little bit more ease in this movement, I can go deeper to stage 2, bringing my elbows in front of my shins, leaning forward. So you can imagine that eventually I could put my nose to my toes in a different lifetime. Breathing, feeling now the shift into feeling more of the inner thigh and the back of the hips. One more breath here. And release. Just lean back a little bit as you bring your hands toward the outer knees and bring the knees in towards each other just for a little break. Clasp your hands in front of your shins and let your chest round, let your back round. So the chest is concave and the back is convex, and we're just really opening into the back body here. Letting the breath move across the width of the shoulder blades. The chin is down on the chest. We're going to draw the heels in a little closer towards our buttocks. And inhale, we're going to pull the belly towards the chest and lift the chest up and feel the sides of the neck lengthening as the crown gate projects upward. And exhale, rounding, allowing the chest to drop back towards the back body and the back body to open. Inhale, pull the navel and the chest in towards the thighs, extending up through the crown. Moving all of the bones of the spine, all the vertebrae. Feel your tailbone tipping up between your thighs as you round your back. You drop your head and then press down through your tailbone, bring your navel towards the thighs and stretch the front of the spine. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. And coming back to neutral. We're going to take the feet out a little bit. Here, join the soles of the feet together. Let there be a diamond shape between your legs and bring your hands underneath your ankles. Use your arms and your hands to clasp around the outside of your ankles to pull your front body towards the ground. So I'm not rounding my spine, I'm opening through my heart. I'm lifting and moving forward from my heart. As I go into the pose a little bit more, perhaps more of my forearms could reach towards the ground. but I'm not struggling. I'm just resting. So a lot of energy moving down into the back of my pelvis and into my hip sockets. So I'm going to ask you to add an isometric force here, letting the thighs push up against the upper arms. So this part of the thigh pushing into the arms and the arms pushing back. Let's hold this for another 3 breaths. Applying this isometric force, beautiful force that gets us to move deeper into the joints, into the hip joints. My shoulders stay away from my ears as I extend out through the crown gate. Beautiful. Last breath here. Let your whole head drop. Release the isometric contraction and just let go of your head for a couple of breaths here. Letting out a sigh. As I continue to rest my head down, I'm just going to extend my legs and move into Paschimottanasana, the seated forward bend. So I want my heels to dig into the floor, my toes spread. You see my toes here. And lengthen the belly towards the thighs. So it's like you're lifting out of your pelvis and you're extending out through the crown, and everything else in between is lengthening. Feel your sit bones and your thighs press back into the surface of the block or blanket that's underneath your pelvis. So my legs are active and I'm aware of the energy going down into the base of my spine. If your flexibility permits, you can have your hands wrapping around the bottoms of your feet. No struggle, just awareness, presence to what is happening now. Okay, for the next few breaths, we're just going to let the head drop and round. And just feel the beautiful flow of the breath up the back towards the shoulders. Release the weight of the head so that the neck can relax. Let's look towards our feet, hook our thumbs, and press down through the legs as we inhale and lift the arms up over the head. Let your legs separate out a little bit into a V. Open your arms out to the sides. Bring your hands toward the floor and lean to the left. Lift up with the right arm. Feel the strong polarity between the two arms. The ends of the fingers. Begin to take your arm over your ear. Opening the side body. Sink down through the right sit bone. Here for a moment, let your chin drop down towards your left shoulder. Just release the weight of your neck here, the weight of your head. As you drop your right sit bone, you feel the extension through the outer right arm into the fingertips. Let's drop the right hand towards the left shin and roll the shoulder up. So the right shoulder rounding and the chin dropping. Keep pressing up with that right shoulder. The more you can let go of the weight of the head, the deeper you'll feel the connection up into the right side of the neck here. Very nice. And then coming down over that left thigh with both hands towards the left foot. Now wherever your hands can rest, it doesn't really matter how far down, whether it's at the foot, the ankle, or the knee. I want you to inhale and lift up through the chest here. So it's like you're drawing your right kidney in towards your front body as you lift your head, and as you exhale, release and round like that cascading waterfall. So give energy to the inhale breath, open through the chest, lift up, look forward. Exhale, release, and relax the weight of the head down. One more, inhale. And exhale. So removing any held tension along the right side of your ribs. We're going to walk the hands all the way across. Feel the actions of your legs pressing down into the floor, moving your hands across to the opposite side, placing your right hand on the floor and going into the side stretch for the other side of the body. So left palm is reaching up, right palm is pressing down, legs are actively pressing down, feel your sits bones pressing. Extending the energy up through to the upper chest, across the shoulders, into the arms. Let's move the arm over and to the opposite side, to the right. Feel here your left foot all the way into your left hip, and then from your left hip to your left shoulder, all the way up the arm into the fingers. Breathe open the left side of the body. Just be here. And from here, letting your left palm come towards your right shin, resting it there. Let go of the weight of the head and round through the left shoulder. Really press that left shoulder blade up towards the sky as you release the weight of the head down. Opening. Again, that whole side of the body is opening. Even if you reach out through that left heel and feel into the hip, notice that as you bring awareness into the end of the line, you can really connect all the way up. Extending through the extremities, feeling those relationships, the polarities between the two ends. Beautiful. Let's bring both hands towards the right foot for a moment, just releasing over the thigh. Breathe in and out. And then let your hands come wherever they feel comfortable, either at the ankle or the shin or the knee. And now as you inhale, the left kidney will draw in towards the front body, lift through the chest. So There's a little bit of a hollowing out in the lower back, opening through the heart, and then as you exhale, release, head down, round the back. Let's do that again. Inhale, opening front body. And exhale, release. And rest here. And one more. In and out. Stay here. Feel the action of that left foot, heel, left thigh, left hip pressing down as you breathe, and relax the upper body. Very nice. Let's make our way back towards the center, bringing the hands towards the center. And then we'll walk our hands back towards the pelvis. All right, we're going to move on to our backs, so bend your knees. Now before we do that, we're going to go a little bit into this isometric. So let the knees be a little wider apart, take the arms to the outside of the knees, and then push your legs into your arms and resist. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then bring the arms on the inside and push the knees in towards the midline and resist with the arms. Push. 3, 2, 1. So I'm using quite a bit of force here. I'm going to go out to the outside. Once again, push out. Breathe. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. And one more time on the inside. It's important that you keep breathing. Push. Feel the activation of the inner thigh muscles. 3, 2, and 1, and release. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a lift here. Bring the hands with the fingers pointing towards the front. Have the heels approximately under the knees. And just lift through the chest. You could stay here if you wish. This would be option number 1. Option number 2 would be to lift the pelvis up. So lift the chest, lift the belly, press down through the feet. Breathe out through the mouth, in through the nose. 3 more breaths. Looking up at this beautiful sunny day up above here, my skylight. Taking it all in. 1 more. And slowly come down. Release out of that. Okay, take a hold of your strap or your scarf, whatever you're going to use, and come and lay on your back. So we're going to do some hip opening movements here before we come to our standing work. Bring hands to knees and start to lower yourself down very slowly. It might take you 2 or 3 breaths to make yourself come all the way back, all the way down. Clasp your hands behind your head and just walk your heels in towards your buttocks a little bit. We're going to cradle the head here with the elbows pointing straight up. And just enjoy letting go of the heaviness of the head inside your palms, which are creating a cradle, almost like the head is a heavy stone and it drops back. Let's draw the right knee in towards the right elbow. Lift the right leg up. Reach up through the heel here. Point the toes toward the face and feel the back of the right side of the body opening. Point the toes and flex the ankle and follow the breath as you do this. Allowing sighs to escape as you exhale, or moving into Ujjayi if you wish, if that's part of your practice, deepening the breath. And then taking that right knee back in towards the right elbow. And here, as we exhale, we'll cross the body, bring the elbow towards the knee. So the left elbow towards the right knee. As we inhale, we place the left shoulder blade down. And as we exhale, we come up. The muscles we're using are the oblique muscles, so we're not pulling our head, we're using our core. Inhale to lower and exhale to come in. Let's do that twice more. Feel the squeeze around the side waist and the navel center. Come down, put your right foot down, lower your head for a moment, and let your elbows drop toward the mat and breathe. As you exhale, let both knees come down towards the left. And let your chin tip towards your right shoulder. Feel the right side body opening. Option here, if you'd like a little bit more of an opening through the front of the hip, is to press down through that right foot and lift up with the hip. I'm just creating more space through the top of my thigh and the front of my hip. That always feels nice to create a release and a deeper opening through the front of the hip, the psoas muscle here. Otherwise, you're just resting your knees, letting gravity take the weight of your legs, of your thighs. One more exhale breath, letting go. And then allow your right hip to sink back towards the earth and push through your feet to lift your knees back up. So for a moment, just sense how the right side of your body is compared to your left. Just enjoy that feeling of heaviness, almost like the body is twice the size on the right as it is on the left. So the expansion and the contraction, you can feel them both. Breathe into the expanded space that you feel inside your body. That is the place where we feel free, when our body is at ease and open and expanded. Notice what happens to the mind when the body space is open and expanded. There's also a feeling of spaciousness in the mind. So we're going to come back in, cradling the head, lifting the chin towards the chest, and taking the left knee in towards the left elbow. As you take that left knee in, feel how the left side of the back body is experiencing a nice lengthening, a nice stretch. As you exhale now, stretch up with the left leg. And lift up through the heel and point the toes down. Just hold it in that extended place, feeling the calf, the hamstring. But not only the leg is feeling it, it's all the way up into the base of the skull. So be with that, be aware of that. And pointing the toes on one phase of the breath and on the opposite phase of the breath, lifting through the heel. Just feeling like you're waking up the whole left side of your body from the base of the skull all the way to the tips of the toes and the back of the calf and the heel. One more time. Then bend the knee again. This time as you exhale, the right elbow will cross midline towards the left knee. Inhale, come back down, and exhale, squeeze using the core muscles. Let's do 3 more. In and out. Hold it there, hold it. Come back as you in-breath. And squeeze for the whole duration of the out-breath. Hold. One more. Nice. One more. Last one. And back. Let's place the left foot down. Lower the head and lower the arms. Inhale. Let go. Let go through the shoulders. And now let both knees sink to the right. The chin travels toward the left side of the body. Let go through both of the legs. Really feel that release of the weight from the waist, the buttocks, the thighs. The hips are open. The legs are soft and heavy. If you'd like a little bit more action through the front of that left hip, just start to press down through the inner edge of your left foot and push up through the left hip to open there even more. If it is not comfortable for you to have your hands behind your head, you always have the option of opening the arms out at the level of the shoulders. Hold and breathe here twice more. Just enjoying the deeper opening through the left psoas muscle. Feel your body relaxing within that stretch. There's no struggle, no striving. Bringing the consciousness into the body. The last out breath, let your left hip sink back to the floor and press through your feet to return your knees up. Okay, we're going to move into the work with our thighs. And I believe I'm going to turn around this way so that you can see me more clearly. That's good. Okay, the strap around the right foot. And I'm going to hold my strap in my right hand. So here, if you have enough space, I don't have enough space because of the wall, but if you have enough space, you can stretch out your leg and press down through the whole back of that left leg. If you want, you can have this alternatively. So hand to left hip, reach up through the right heel, and just begin to open the inner right thigh, letting the right leg open out. Not to your maximum place. You don't want to go all the way over here. You just want to stay in that place where you feel the first edge of maybe something held in the hip. There's a place where the body needs to stay and be here. So this is, in our bodies, the body is just a metaphor for life. So just as in life we have places where we feel triggered and where we find our edge,
that is where the learning is. If we go past that and bypass it, we lose the opportunity for the growth that can come from just being with that discomfort. There's a place, maybe a locked place. Feel your breath. Slowly bring yourself out, taking your strap into the opposite hand. I'm just going to move my body so I can stretch out my left leg here. My right arm is reaching back. And again here, I'm not interested in going all the way into the deepest place, but I want to go into that place where I first meet the resistance, and I want to stay here. And I can move in and out. My hip can come back toward the floor. I'm really aware of pressing up through the big toe mound here. I want to open up the inner hip and thigh. Everything is, awareness is moving down into the part of the body that I'm working with. Opening breath allows us to go into the space of the held tension, and we expand into it. We expand our awareness of it, and then we allow it to flow and to move out. Let's come out. Bring your strap back into your right hand and open the right leg. Maybe this time you can go past that first edge, which is no longer there, by the way, and go to the second place with it. Press down through the left leg, the left hip, stabilizing the pelvis. Feel the energy in the bowl of the belly, in the inner hip and thigh. So preparing for some standing work to come back here with the leg. Open the strap. We're going to lift the left leg slowly and bring it in. And just separate your feet so that there's like a hip distance apart. Have the strap around the balls of your feet. And here what I'd like is for us to bring our thighs towards our belly and our tailbone back towards the earth. So we're just going to emphasize dropping the sacrum, dropping the tailbone, and at the same time pulling the thighs in towards the belly. Breathe, open the base of the spine. Notice how my shoulder blades are anchored down, my chest is wide, my toes are spreading apart. So there's a strong flow of energy between the base of my spine and my feet, all the way up my legs. From here I'll unhook my right leg and I'll lower it down towards the floor, either with the leg extended all the way down or the knee bent and opening the knee out to the right. Strap comes into my left hand and my right hip is open as I take my left leg out. Where is it along that pathway? Where do I get called to pay attention to a place where I am at my edge? Feel as you stay in that region of the contraction or the resistance, that you're moving and holding all of it. You're creating that polarity within which the ease and the difficult can coexist, can subsist, both of them together. Holding all of it. I'm balancing my left leg opening with my right leg opening towards the floor or out to the right. Slowly move your left leg up. Strap goes into the right hand. Left arm goes out to the left. Just stretch my right leg down. And move the foot across. Just begin to feel how this outer hip wakes up. Send your left hip away from your left shoulder here. I like to do that by putting my thumb into my thigh crease and stretching down, feeling the movement of my femur out. At the same time, I'm aware of the big toe mound pressing into the strap to create an equal opening on the inner hip and thigh. My right leg is extending out through my heel. My breath is in my belly. Cleansing breaths. Nice. Exploring, maybe going a little bit deeper or preferring to come out a little bit. It's all good. And when you feel complete, you can come out with the leg. Release the strap and lower that left leg slowly, with control, with awareness, all the way back towards the earth. And then rest for a moment here. Just let your right side, your left side, both arms, both shoulders, pelvis and legs, just let go completely. Feel like your whole body can breathe. Feel the expanded sense of energy and awareness of pulsations through the body. Feeling alive. We're just going to move. You can stay for another few breaths here. And then you can come on out and bring yourself to standing on your mat. Find yourself into mountain pose. So first of all, we're going to start with just finding the alignment of our feet with our hips, and I'm going to ask you to drop through the four corners of your feet, across the balls of the feet and across the back of the inner heel and the outer heel, and lift your toes up. Lift your toes and spread the toes. And feel that as you activate your feet, your whole upper spine comes into alignment, and you can move your head back or actually you don't even have to move your head back because it naturally just finds its proper alignment. Now scrunch your toes, and when you scrunch your toes as if you were going to bring your toes and sink them into the mat, you feel the inner arch lift, strengthening your feet, and move a few times back and forth from that, spreading the toes apart, feeling the four corners of the feet dropping, the legs active, the muscles of the thighs gripping the bones, and then again just scrunch the toes. And one more time, and slowly release that. And find your place on your mat, spreading your legs apart. Feel like you're sending energy down into both of the feet. We're going to inhale the arms up. Turn your palms up towards the sky. Let's lift the arms all the way up, overhead, stretching up, extending the index fingers up. And then bringing the arms down, palms towards the earth. Bring the hands in towards the hip crease. Exhale, extend the spine out in front of you. Bring your hands to the floor. Here I'm going to walk my hands out a little bit further. Let my head drop between my arms. I'm still really aware of the four corners of my feet working. I'm aware of big toe mound and inner heel pressing down as I lift up through my inner thighs. I'm going to shift my weight over onto my left foot and bend my left knee here and just frame my left foot. My right leg is extended. And shift my weight all the way over to my right side. Shift my upper body. Frame my right foot. And just feel the inner edge of that left thigh opening as I put my weight into my right leg. Let's do that again. Over to the left. If you can see here, my upper body is sort of draping over my thigh. My belly, my chest is resting on my thigh. Shift again. Okay, and then shift one more time towards the left, and then pivot on the ball of the left foot and turn your back foot so that both feet are now facing the left leg. We're going to be here, extending the arms out in front of us, at the same time pressing strongly through the back heel, and begin to lift up. So you have a couple of options here. You could come up onto the top of or lift the heel and pivot so that you're more like in a standing lunge. Straighten the leg, reaching back through the heel. Arms by the side of the body, just feeling the lift through the sternum. Or you could also have the other variation where the heel is down, the toes are turned, the whole foot is down. Here we're going to graduate to arms in a cactus shape. Primarily what we want to create is a nice lift through the chest and the sternum. The arms may want to extend all the way up. I'm sitting down in my left hip, feeling a strong stretch through the front of the right hip. And let's look up if you feel balanced. Come out with the arms. Bring yourself back towards that left knee, releasing your head down. for a pause here. Then we're going to pivot again from that left heel, bringing the toes so that both feet are parallel. Pivoting from the right heel this time, turning your left foot, finding the proper alignment for your feet. Preparation for Warrior One. We're going to just keep the upper body like a very gently releasing down. There's no effort in the upper body. Everything comes from the lower body. We're going to stabilize ourselves into the standing position. My right knee is bent. And here I could have my left heel lifted like so. And I could be really opening and pressing back through my left heel so that I feel a strong opening through the front of my left hip. Or I can also have my foot down in the usual warrior stance. Your choice. Let's bring our elbows back. Feel the opening stretch across the chest. I'm going to go to stage 2, maybe reaching up with the arms. These are optional steps if you wish to go a little bit more into the opening of the chest. And third, you could look up between your hands. Feel the feet, the legs, everything is strong in the lower body. Coming down, we're going to drape again our belly, our chest over our right thigh and release the weight of the head down. But from here we're going to come and step our right foot back into downward dog. So just allow the two sides of the body to stretch, release the weight of the head. Actively roll the flesh of your upper arms back so that you can feel the sitting of the shoulder blades against the back ribs. Let go through the head and feel as though the roof of your mouth is dropping towards the earth while the tailbone is extending up to the sky. Spread your fingers and bring attention to all of the knuckles. So you're pressing down through all fingers and all knuckles. Extend through both sides, right and left. Now here we're going to bend the knees, bend the elbows, and look between the thumbs. I'm gathering my elbows so they're in line with my shoulders. And then I'm going to exhale and stretch out my arms, release my head, and come back into the full dog pose. Let's do that one more time. Bend the knees, bend the elbows. Inhale, stretch, press, exhale. One more. Bend, look between the thumbs. My neck is in neutral. Strong arms, push and release. The head. Come back and bring the knees down. Open the knees wide. Sit back onto your heels. Find your breath. And then begin to move your belly towards your thighs for child's pose. So walking your hands, your forearms come to the floor. There's a few options here. If you wish, you could keep your arms extending out in front. You could also bring them back and just rest your shoulders over your thighs with the palms facing up. I'm just going to move my camera here.
So in pose of the child, you're once again in that place of just observing,
of resting, of dropping the agendas, feel the strong flow of life force through the belly center. Feel as though the front body is moving to the earth, towards the earth, that yielding quality, that surrendering. The back of the body is breathing. It's like it's opening to the presence of the sky. So in this pose of the child, the pose of innocence, feel that connection with nature, that blessed connection. Front body is earth, back body is sky, and you are right there in the center, in the balance between the polarities. Let yourself be here for another few breaths. Feel every part of your body awake. Feel your spirit within the physical form. Nourished. Begin to transition from pose of the child. Just press down on your hands on either side of your knees. Sit yourself back up. And then shifting your body to a lying down position. Preparing yourself for Shavasana. So please take anything that you need at this time to be comfortable, warm, and at ease. Maybe an eye pillow to cover your eyes or a scarf over your eyes. Remove any glasses that you may wear. And begin to settle yourself. Paying attention to the details of alignment, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back ribs so there's a sense of expansiveness across the chest. And as you let your body rest, allow it to be still also. Stop moving. Bring your attention to where you feel your breath moving most strongly within your physical form. Just be aware of the energy, the sense of energy expanding in that space. Drop the effort of breathing, no more controlling. Just be in that place of openness, of allowing what is to be. Beautiful radiating quality of energy and light throughout the body.
it to bathe every cell, every nerve. Allow this force of aliveness, of light, to nourish your brain and your heart. Deeply nourish. Feel the weight of the physical form sinking into the ground. Whatever the level of relaxation that you experience now, allow it to deepen a little bit more, maybe 5 or 10%. Notice the power of your intention, how it manifests in reality. With the next exhalation, see if you could relax even more. To complete our practice this morning, I'd like to share the Purnam chant, the chant that speaks to the fullness, the wholeness, the completeness, and the perfection of our being. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Shanti. 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 Return to your breath. Be aware of the deepening of the breath within your navel center, your belly. Feel your breath rise into your chest and even higher into the third eye point. And let it flow back down from the third eye to the heart, to the belly. Just very slowly and gently begin to invite movement to wake the body up. Maybe feeling the need to stretch, just follow your body guidance. Head rolling from side to side is also a nice way of moving out of the Shavasana state. And whatever you do, just let it be done with ease. Feel the breath in the form. Let the movement take you over to your side, resting to one side. And really taking in that sense of how you are part of nature, the natural rhythm, the natural ebb and flow, and that you are completely supported and blessed. Making your way slowly to a seated posture. Hands can rest near the hip crease, elbows slightly back, feeling that beautiful expansiveness across the chest. Find your breath. We're going to open the arms out to the sides, lift them up overhead, gather the energy from above and bring it down. Let it enter through the crown gate, third eye, throat, and let it rest in the cradle of your heart with the palms joined in Anjali. So I'm just going to leave you here, beautiful ones, and have a beautiful, fantastic Easter Sunday, whatever you are contemplating. Let your head bow. Namaste. We'll see you again next Sunday. Love you.